The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband. I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Hi, this is Sarah.
And this is Megan.
You're listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome.
We have Nutbar in the room, too, who
We
helped me
do.
out. She did a special Patreon, too.
Since I walked in and my sister was sitting in my chair.
Well, someone had to. Someone had to.
I am still trying to get over it. This is a true crime podcast, and sometimes we're funny.
Kind of. Well.
I just listened to the latest episode of Morbid, and I just thought of how polished and scripted they are, and then how we are disaster nightmares.
True. They have probably 40 people helping them out.
Yeah.
We have an invisible pervert.
But but also they have to bleep out their swearing.
Then
and
fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beeped out shit. On Morbid? Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Oh wait,
Life
is it
too-
Morbid that I watched or Crime?
Crime Junkie is
Junkies.
scripted to the Morbid is less. That's what I thought. Morbid is less scripted.
Oh,
they just
I guess
yeah.
I listened to
Crime Junkies.
Is that with
doesn't have
Ashley
some-
Flowers?
Yes, that's
I
Crime
listened to
Junkies.
Crime Junkie.
That's highly scripted.
yeah, and I was like, listen to them have a scripted conversation.
That's very scripted.
And
where every
we
question that the friend asks is even scripted.
Yeah.
Wait, can you repeat that? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Always number one.
And then we don't even talk to each other before we do this.
No, because what did Regis and Kathy Lee say?
That's
you
right.
never
You
talk
don't
to each
talk
other
to each
before the
other.
live segment.
Because then
It takes the magic.
genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is magic.
And if Regis and Kathy Lee did it, we can do it.
That's right.
I was going to ask you a question.
What?
I've seen some TikToks. I have not watched the show because I'm debating
Okay.
the new Little House on the Prairie.
Uh-huh.
We all know here that you have a special relationship with Isaiah Edwards. They did. Tiffany from the Beehive was correct. The new Mr. Edwards is good looking.
So is Charles.
So is the Charles. They're both. Well, Charles Pa Ingalls, I felt, was hot
Well,
then.
Michael Landon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can give that, but he's no Pa Ingalls. I've never watched a show. He's no Pa Ingalls. Pa Ingalls, I can tell you that right now. I cannot give my soul to a new Little House on the Prairie like I did to
know.
the old one, that when Bunny was shot and killed her horse, that took a piece of my soul. Like all that show is my childhood, that and Star Wars and He-Man. But absolutely inappropriate to make Mr. Edwards hot.
Did you watch it? Does he say
I've seen it. No, I don't know, but he probably does and swings his wiener around like a helicopter when he sings it.
Weird.
Mr. Edwards porking all the good-looking ladies on the field and tearing it up. That's no Mr. Edwards.
Was he trying to get on Caroline?
I don't know. I've only seen TikToks, and I said, this is not my Mr. Edwards.
No.
He could tear it up with anybody. Mr. Edwards really struggled asking people out for a date.
Only had eyes for that one lady.
The male lady.
Yeah.
Grace was her
Grace,
name.
yeah.
Yes. Because she gave him the time of day, even
Yeah.
though he was very odd and off-putting.
But he had a lovely theme song.
He sure
that he
did.
took with him wherever he went.
I don't know if I can give myself to this show, but now with these hot men in it, what are they trying to do?
My sister-in-law and I tried to watch. I was like, I just want to see what's up. And right away I saw Pa, and I couldn't do it. Because it just wasn't Michael Landon.
No, it's not them, and it's not.
I feel
my
like
Laura. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
We sure aren't going to have the same Adam who got his sight back when he got hit on the head with a wagon wheel.
well, he was combing his hair with it, like the song. Combed his hair with a wagon wheel, bonked himself on the head, and got his sight back. That, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I get it's like popular. People are watching it.
Well, you know what they also could have done and saved a lot of money is just put the old one on for reruns.
Yeah,
It's a show already made.
it is already made.
I don't know.
I would like to. Maybe they're sticking closer to.
They're not going to have the
books.
same fucking Almanzo.
Oh God, Manly.
There's no way the same Almanzo could have the same.
He's gonna have to be
they're not
hotter.
going to do it because Almanzo and Laura, it was a 15-year-old and 92-year-old man. They're not going to do that same relationship.
Because now it's very
Now that's
taboo.
off-putting to have a small girl and a grown adult man in a love relationship on a show.
It is.
But I would have given it all to Manly had I seen him
too.
on the street. He was in
The
real
real
life.
Manly was
I know.
hot. Yeah.
Laura was not a dummy.
No.
She knew what she was doing.
And the real Melissa Gilbert. Oh,
I wonder, like, is the house the same where Grace and Carrie slept in the trunk on the foot of Carolyn and Charles's bed when they were porking all the time? Oh, is that?
That's old Almanzo.
Oh, well.
Real ugly.
well,
He did.
yeah. See, people cannot help it when they get older and uglier. Case.
So I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah. Well, the scenes that I watched before I quit, they didn't even have a house. They were just out of the wagon. You know, because
They're probably living in the sod house or something.
He was
too.
wandering all the time. He was. I
I
mean,
know, and that's what said that Tiffany from the Beehive said Pa wasn't an incompetent buffoon.
he.
And I don't like that. Charles
I know.
took off his shirt and he worked for his
Day
family
and night.
hardcore.
Yeah. The real Charles just didn't. He didn't want to stay in one place too long.
Is he running from the law?
No, I think he just wasn't real good at anything except playing his fucking fiddle.
Oh, jeez.
And his name is Charles Ingalls.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the guy.
Oh, Mr. Edwards? Isaiah
Edwards.
I don't think so. I don't know, but I think he was in the books.
Really?
And so Laura, maybe he was.
That's Cassie talking to us from the
Yeah,
background. You
Nutbar's-
can't hear her. She's trying to figure out. She was a
she's
little
looking up video.
younger.
She was younger.
But you watched Little House with me.
My friend Stacy, long-suffering Stacy, and
Yeah.
I could tell what episode it was just from like the first, like name
The
that
song.
tune.
Yeah.
Just from the first like 30 seconds, 10 seconds of every episode, like it would come on and be like, oh, this is the one with the tinker and they make the bell for the school.
Mr. Edwards is likely a composite or fictionalized character.
This is Cassie. Cassie, you have to talk into the microphone.
All right.
You
She
can't
has info
talk.
about
Okay.
Mr. Edwards.
I have info about Mr.
Okay.
Edwards. So he is likely a composite or fictionalized character, possibly inspired by a real person like Edmund Mason. And he struggles with personal demons like alcoholism.
Yes.
Thank you.
And he gets, and there's an episode where a tree falls on him. And then he gets kind of paralyzed and he's going to shoot himself with a shotgun and Pa stops him.
I can't see because I have new contacts in. What does it say?
The wildcat from Tennessee.
He's a
Oh.
wildcat from Tennessee.
Does that
who
mean he
helps
porked
the
a lot of
Ingalls
chicks?
family. He's loyal and larger than life. But okay. It's not even in the book. I don't remember. I read every single book, but I don't really remember like what was in it except the pig's bladder balloon and the corncob dolls, or like they would put a face on a gourd. And I remember the smoking meats.
So they didn't really have good toys.
No. And Nellie did, though. Nellie had real dolls.
Well, Nellie had some privilege.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and they can't. There's no one going to be better than Harriet Olsen from the old show. No
No.
one could do that role like she did.
I mean, let us know if you watched it. I don't know if I couldn't even watch past like the first 10
I don't know. To
minutes.
me, it might just be like they've already taken so much from my childhood and tried to redo it, and you just. Why do you got to do that? Come up with your own ideas, 2026.
I guess maybe a new like generation of kids will have their own Laura to
They don't
love,
need a
right?
new one. The original one did just fine.
Now we sound like old assholes. They're like, what's wrong with what we had in 1976?
Well, my clothes washer
Yeah.
from 1976 still works
Still
just
works.
great.
That's right.
Sure does.
Yeah, the new ones break.
The new ones break every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Mine, but Jamie and I said we're never letting that one go.
I'd like to sing On Eagle's Wings because our countertop ice maker just died.
Mine did too at school. I had one at school and it died because I would make my own iced coffees in the morning. And when it died,
you up on Eagle's Wings.
people would come in and get my ice too, and that's when I said she died.
The breath of dawn make you to shine like the sun and hold you in the palm of his hand.
That was lovely.
Goodbye.
So you had it.
That's yours. She
You
tried to do
had
a
it-
switcheroo.
Oh,
with my
she
drink.
does that a lot.
Yeah.
She does that a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was only a year you had that?
I got it
If
for
you-
Mother's Day
2 years?
2
maybe?
years ago.
We deserve, as American women, appliances that work more than
Yeah.
2 years.
We sure do.
How come I could get like a washing machine from
Yeah.
1976, which ours probably is, literally. How come that's still kicking? What's the difference? Why do they make things to break down?
Because
Because we're saps, we'll buy another one.
consumers- Yeah, because then we'll buy more.
Why do they do that to us and make it so hard to live? All I want is to be able to not have the super filthy clothes. I'll take just filthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be able to afford some fruit and eat some vegetables without getting diarrhea.
Well, that would be nice. Is that what you're going to say? Your Facebook funny?
Yeah. We have a Facebook group. We have social media.
It's called It's Always the Husband podcast group.
On Instagram and Facebook. It has been funny. I enjoyed everyone's diarrhea commentary.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they think we talk about diarrhea a lot, and I don't think we've ever mentioned it once before now.
I don't remember ever
No.
talking about any
I mean,
digestive.
only the shittiest of people would mention their shitting in a mixed crowd on media like
real.
this. So I've enjoyed everyone's take on our summer of diarrhea.
Yeah.
People think they have it. Like
Like
Netbar
have
has
the-
some diarrhea today.
Yeah, she does.
Tiffany of the Beehive, her daughter had some active diarrhea and went into my glitter in the shitter, which will be. But I don't know if it actually is that, because I've heard it's so people's experiences have actually been diagnosed with it that have it. I guess it's like incredibly painful cramps and like constant, like week-long nonstop shitting, like a malaria, almost like a malaria. Where it's like a pain, your stomach, like you diarrhea nonstop, and then it's like hurts really bad.
No.
So, but I guess it cannot be you can't wash it off. So you can't just wash everything away. You have to cook it before you eat it. So the only things, so like all vegetables, you can't just wash. You have to cook them before you eat them. Lettuce is kind of the worst. Fruits too. Now they're saying like berries and grapes.
this was
strawberries.
just a conversation in our. Yeah.
See, they made him hot.
Yeah.
That is not
Cassie
the old
just
Mr.
found
Edwards.
a picture of Mr. Edwards. He's on something else too.
And although Tiffany, again from the Beehive, this should be called her episode, feels the old Mr. Edwards was incredibly hot.
What?
Oh, come on.
He was not attractive in the
No.
least. Just his personality was attractive.
But I don't fuck him.
No, only Grace.
Yeah, well, she can have him.
Yeah. So let's all just be careful what we eat.
Yeah.
Our topic of conversation on our Dance Mom group chat was actually about washing melons. My glitter in the shitter, I'll just start. Like, we usually have shitty weeks. I mean, in summer, our weeks are much better and more, I guess,
Pleasant.
easy to manage. Yeah. But we have to keep up appearances of our shitty lives. So we usually try to find a glitter in our shitter, like what made us happy. So mine, just like taking us into this beautiful segue. Last night, my sister and Melby and my mom and dad and everyone from my daughter Eloise's and my niece Sienna's dance class went to help volunteer at Loaves and Fishes, which is done where we make meals, pack them up. People who have food instabilities come and pick them up. And some of them come in and eat. And it was just like a really rewarding experience. But one of the things that we had to do was wash and cut up a watermelon. And they said,
There's nothing harder.
they said you have to wash the watermelon beforehand. And then we were like, what? We've never washed a watermelon before. But then our other friends in the group text were like, of course you have to wash everything. And so there's
I've
been
never washed a watermelon rind.
yeah, and some of our friends put their berries in vinegar and water.
I mean, it doesn't matter at all for this this bacteria or
Right.
whatever it is. But I just give my fruit a good old
Rinse with the water.
I have not ever done like the fruit or vegetable soap, or Jamie kind of sometimes does really scrub them. I'm like, if it's a normal bacteria from the dirt, I feel like I'm fine with eating that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I would like it to not give me like spray fire hose diarrhea
or a parasite.
or a parasite. But why is there so much human feces in our farming communities? Are human beings just going and spray shitting on the tractors?
No.
Onto the produce?
I mean, produce farms are much different than farms like what we think of in Minnesota. Like strawberries or blueberry. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
No.
well, those are...
Why would I know?
I don't know. I mean, farmers in Minnesota do not grow sweet corn and green beans. They farm like feed corn and soybeans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But where is the human feces coming from? But that's a lot of dirty workers then. How are these fields just coated with feces?
Well, I think if you're out working in the fields and you have to take a shit, you got to do it somewhere. Maybe try not to do it on the actual plants.
But that would be like one person and not thousands that have gotten this. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know shit. But my glitter in the shitter is, again, Nut Bar related. Thankfully, she's here.
Oh.
Nut Bar has a lovely pool, and she's been kind enough to allow her filthy stink friends, some with active diarrhea, to get into her pool and hang with her. And I thought that those moments have been
They've gotten
lovely.
you through.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about her lovely pool before, but it's the best part of summer.
We love her small
round
circular pool. Yep.
I put on my white wife beater and my boxer shorts, and I get in with a beer and a floating lawn chair.
Yep.
And I just get in.
Okay.
All right. Have fun.
Bye, Nut Bar.
All right. Thank you. All right, should we get into our Dateline?
Yeah. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Take care. Do you have everything?
We will come over to the pool. We have tap lessons tonight, ma'am. Okay.
Tap.
We got tap. Tap that. No.
Probably.
She said she's going to be wasted at tap. No, she's not.
Well, I mean, she might be.
She might be.
Yeah.
It's hard to do tap when you're kind of drunk, though, because you
I
have to
couldn't
stand
do
on
tap
one
even
foot
for 1 second.
sometimes and like balance and kick out.
Nope.
And, yeah. Okay. Anyway, enough with this just insanity. Let's talk about Dateline.
All right, this is a Keith episode of Dateline
Yeah,
that
it
we
is.
watched, and it's really old. It's from season 18,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like season 35 or 36 now. So this is like 18 years
Yeah.
ago. It's called Recipe for Disaster, if you want to see some of these weird things. And we're going to one of the classiest towns
It's
on the US of A, Palm Beach, Florida.
yes.
It's filled with asshole after asshole.
I kept getting confused because I thought we were in California.
I kept thinking California sometimes too, then I have to remember, oh wait, this is Florida.
Right. And then they were like, we were in Miami, but then we just moved up the coast. And then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, damn. I kept
Yeah.
thinking,
So it is the Miami Palm
Yeah.
Beach area. In Florida.
yeah.
So it's a Keith episode and it's deli centered.
It is.
So it starts with these two brothers. One is named Andy, one is named Bruce. Andy is on the show. They owned a deli called the 3G's Deli. And I have a business idea that's also called 3G. My gosh, gulps.
Ass cash
Gas.
bags?
No. But
okay.
I'm not going to share it because it's still in
No.
the works.
Entrepreneur.
But it's not the 3G's Deli.
No.
And they have so many businesses they don't know what to do. So they're thinking of selling it. So they go play golf. And on the golf course, they meet this dick called Glenn Sandler. He's at 33 at this time. We're in the mid 80s. So Miami in the 80s. What could be more Miami
It's
Vice?
iconic.
Yes.
Yes. It's like I can see them in their like white linen pants
And
their
pink,
pink
and green
shirts.
lime green
Yeah.
shirts.
Yeah.
Playing golf.
With their
And
frosted tips.
yes. And probably opened shirt a little bit maybe. And gold jewelry.
Well, it's hot.
Yeah. And Glenn is talking to these deli brothers, and he's like, oh, I'm retired now. He's retired at 33. So you can wonder what could he have been doing to make this much money in Miami?
Yeah.
What is there in Miami that someone could do to make so much money they retire at the early 30s? I wonder what it ends up being.
I don't know. Something with
But he says,
alligators,
Yeah,
maybe?
I
It
think
must
so.
be. Yeah.
Glenn says, I kind of want to get in the deli business. And they said, well, we're thinking of selling this. And he's like, I'm going to buy it. So he buys the 3Gs and he calls it the Gourmet Deli. And they're showing pictures of some of these sandwiches. And these sandwiches are taller than the
Yeah.
Empire State Building.
They did look good.
They look delicious. The
Yeah.
potato salad looked
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
It looked, but these sandwiches were like Scooby-Doo high sandwiches.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. And the food looked delicious. So Andy says they discussed the sale over lunch of tuna salad. Like tuna salad.
Yeah. I mean, I love it,
I
but
don't know if I would like tuna salad.
you've never tried it?
Is tuna salad like a tuna salad sandwich? Where you just put tuna and mayo? Or is there more in a tuna salad?
Well, there's like tuna, mayo, onions, celery,
Oh, okay.
like,
I don't know if
some
I've had a tuna
spices.
salad.
and you can make like tuna pasta salad, which is also delicious.
I don't know. All those salads looked very good.
Yeah.
So, Glenn over tuna salad buys the business. Andy, who's being interviewed by Keith, said Glenn dove in. And he said he worked from ding to dong.
He did say that, and I laughed.
What does it mean when you work from ding to dong? Did he ding like until his dong was dinged?
We don't know.
I've never heard the phrase that he worked
but-
from ding to dong. But that just meant he worked from open to close
Yeah.
every day, from ding
I
to
guess,
dong. That's what
yeah.
I'm going to say. We're going to be busy today from ding to dong.
Say that
Yes,
in your
yes.
deodorant factory.
will.
I dare you.
We're from
Yep.
ding to dong. We are going to be busier than hell. So sit your ass down.
Get your
find
pencils out.
find a goddamn pencil.
Yep.
So right away, it's a huge success, and I have no doubt because the food again that they showed looked quite good.
But you kind of like Glenn at the beginning of this episode because they're all talking about like he jumped in, he wanted to be the best meat slicer, like he wanted to know
he took
every
respect
single,
for the business.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure that he knew how to do all the parts of his business. He wasn't just running it from from the golf course,
Which he
was,
could
there.
have.
Yeah.
So he's making $3 million a year from this restaurant.
I can't
that's
believe
150 seat in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's doing very well. And he, like you said, he is learning all parts of the business, like everywhere. They start showing there's not very many photos of the victim and perpetrators.
No,
in
they
this.
literally showed the
Yeah.
same
Once
two,
over and over
Yeah.
and over. So there are
and the one of the
of
wife
was the wife who gets
very obscure. There was
they're
like
horrible photos. Like you could tell
one
they got
from
no
1970,
Yeah.
and then like a side shot
from
of
like
her
95.
bending over.
Yeah, that's very obscured.
Yeah.
So they show old photos of Glenn, and I said he kind of looks like a generic bad guy from an old episode of T.J. Hooker or Matlock.
Yeah.
Like he has like a kind of a generic criminal
totally
Miami
agree.
Vice
Yep.
episode. So Glenn's story is he was raised in Boston to rich parents. He goes to college in Miami. And dad's a businessman, but Glenn realizes like he has no problem making money. And we find out later, but I'll just say now that he made most of his money being a boat drug runner of cocaine.
Yeah.
And in Miami, I feel like that was as common as working at McDonald's for your college job.
It must have been.
I think. So that's how he made all of his money to retire at 33 and just golf away and to buy a deli in your 30s. In 1981, he marries a Miami girl. Her name is Betty Schusler, something like that. Andy, the old deli owner, tells Keith, ooh, she looked like the old Playboy playmate Barbie Benton.
She kind of did.
I looked her up, too. She actually did. Keith goes, oh.
Yeah, they were all perving out over
They were
Betty.
being huge perverts. She kind of does look like her, though.
I mean, she was pretty.
She's a gorgeous lady. But what we could tell is that we had like literally her 1960s black and white high school picture.
Yeah.
And then a picture of her where you can't, it's like
a
blurry
side
as hell.
view, blurry.
And she's bent over. You don't even see her face.
Yeah.
But they said Betty was fun, a good wife, an excellent mother. She was outgoing. They had 2 sons. They went on cruises and vacations with Andy and his brother, the old deli owners, and had lots of fun together. Betty and Glenn lived again and went, oh, brother. They're one of these dicks. They lived in an airplane neighborhood. A neighborhood called the Aero Club, where you have a goddamn airplane in your garage.
Right.
And you drive the airplane out of your garage and just take off.
Right.
Do we need
AERO?
Yeah, AERO.
ARROW. Yeah.
Do we really have that many people who have their own airplane like that and just take off?
I mean, I didn't.
Where do you go? Just fly
No.
around? Do you have to like have flight plans so you're not crashing the shit into all your neighbors' yards and homes and other neighbors flying around in the sky?
I don't understand.
I don't either. I don't understand. A neighbor then said Glenn loved his plane. He flew all the time. He took care of it. He was fine. But Glenn had an asshole side to him. And I'm sure you're saying, what?
No, not right now. Everyone's incredulous.
Yeah.
They thought he was just a deli.
Glenn
Sandwich
had an
making
issue where
machine.
he could never be wrong. Those people are always pleasant. He couldn't ever lose. Again, those people are the best people to be
The
around.
best people to have as friends.
And he was insanely controlling. Super great for a husband and a boss. Great qualities. One example was when it was the 3G Deli owned by the brothers. There's a chocolate cake that was so good, people would drive from miles and miles and miles and miles away to buy this cake, and it was called the Killer Cake. So when Glenn buys this deli, the recipe for the Killer Cake, the secret recipe, came with the diary or the deli. And Glenn tries to make the Killer Cake, and it just doesn't ever turn out quite right. It doesn't taste like the old Killer Cake from the old deli. And I don't know if they didn't give him the full recipe.
Right.
Or if there was some sort of chemistry, like where you have to put the salt in at a weird time and let it sit, for weird 45 minutes and 75 degrees. And who knows if there's like a chemistry mix they're not getting right when you're making it. But it just wasn't right. And Glenn would hire bakers to come in and try to get it to match and taste right. And it just would never be right. And so Glenn fully believed that these two brothers kept the right recipe from him. And so it affected their friendship. It kind of ended. And so the brothers said, we really never hung out after that. He just got super mad at us and said we were holding back on this recipe. And that kind of ended that. Betty, as well, after 20 years of marriage in 2004, told Glenn, you fucking suck. I'm out. I want a divorce. And they began from 2004 to 2005 this pretty bitter divorce battle where Glenn didn't want to give any money to Betty and Betty wanted all of the money.
Yeah.
And there was no real middle. Although Glenn kind of says at the end, what Betty would ask him was, I just want my half. I'm like, that's different than asking for all of it. So she was just asking for like a fair amount for her to what she put into the marriage. I don't know what she did, but who knows? I don't think she was as greedy as they said, but maybe she was. I don't know. So Glenn, all through 2004, 2005, kind of goes nuts. He gets a nose job, although I could not tell.
I couldn't tell either. I
tell the
kept
difference.
looking very closely.
Lots of women were coming in and out of the deli. He was acting super weird. He was going into work late or not at all. And they think he was maybe getting in some drug use.
Right.
His temper was getting worse on the golf course. At work, he's throwing things around. He's yelling at people. He's being a super dick. And we see this reporter. Her name is Deidre
Hall.
Function. Deidre Hall would be great.
Okay.
Deidre
Function.
Yes.
Was not a great Dateline storyteller. Are you with me on this?
Function did not function.
No.
As she should have.
I mean, they relied on her to literally tell the story. And she was very...
I feel like she was flirting with Keith a little bit too much or being weird. She was being flippant or whatever.
She was
I don't know.
Coy.
Yeah, she was acting
and kind of quiet. And they always... she would kind of talk out of the side of her head and the side.
She did.
They didn't give her a full-on...
She was trying to pull a Barbara
Headshot.
Streisand and show me from the side.
Yeah, it was
I'm like,
very weird.
You don't get that privilege. Yeah, you got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
Function.
Whatever. I mean, she told it. Whatever.
She was
told it.
passable.
Yeah.
So she tells the story that Glenn offers Betty $2 million. And right there in 2004, I would have said, you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to run. I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Betty, though, said, nope,
No.
I want more. And Glenn is getting furious. So Glenn ends up having a secret friend named Chris Robinson.
Not
from
basketball player.
And isn't there a Chris Robinson? Is he from the Black Crowes? What's that one's name?
Oh yeah, I think
Not
that is.
them.
Yeah.
This Chris Robinson is a drug dealer dealing drugs to Glenn, and a pimp dealing some coke and hoes, coke and ladies of the evening, ladies of the night, ladies of ill repute. He is dealing in these things. So he's maybe on the bad side of the law, not a very good friend, but they've been friends for a while. And this is what Function is telling us. And Function says that Glenn asks Chris Robinson if he can, quote, throw a birthday party for his wife. And I guess in Miami Vice criminal language, I didn't watch the show that often, but maybe Glenn did. And maybe this, I don't know. But in criminal, that means kill my wife. Throw her a birthday party. I wouldn't know, and I actually would have come with
What?
streamers and balloons.
I know.
I'd be like, this is what you meant? I didn't know.
I just found out Chris Robinson is not a basketball player. I
Oh.
must have been thinking of someone else, but Chris Robinson is the Black Crowes.
Okay,
singer. You're
so
right.
it
Yeah.
could have been him, too. We don't know. We don't know for sure if it wasn't the Black Crowes player or not.
I don't think it was. Hey, little thing, let me light
Yeah.
your candle.
It wasn't him, probably.
Now you surround.
So I guess throw a birthday party for my wife means can you kill my wife? And Chris Robinson said, sure, I'll do it with my, quote, brothers. And I don't feel like Function had to quote brothers because I think it either was his real brothers or just his friends who you can also call, like whatever. But I guess that means my gangster friends when he says brothers. And so Glenn gives $5,000 to Chris to kill his wife.
yeah.
$5,000. Come on.
Not enough.
That's not enough.
And didn't that guy just take it and run?
No, he took it and made a plan. This first guy.
Oh,
he
okay,
took it
the
and made a
first
plan.
guy.
He said his plan was going to be to have his, quote, brothers and him all get into different cars and to all smash into the shit at Betty in her car at an intersection and kill her in a car accident. You don't think that's weird? She goes through a green light and you just 18 cars smash the
Right.
shit into her at an intersection? That doesn't seem suspicious. That's a bad idea. It's a really dumb
Yeah.
and bad idea.
Yeah.
But before Chris can get his brothers and their 18 cars to smash the shit out of her in her car, he gets arrested for drugs or something, and Chris Robinson is thrown in jail. So Chris Robinson goes to prosecutors and said, hey, I have a story for you. If you let me not be in jail so long, I'll tell you the story about this weird guy who's trying to kill his wife.
Right.
And the prosecutors are like, all right, what's the story? And he says, well, this guy, Glenn, hired me, actually paid me $5,000 to kill his wife. But now I'm in, and I took it and I had the plan
Right.
for it. Sir, you're digging yourself your own grave here. But before I could kill her, I'm in jail here. And they're like, thank you, sir. Okay. So the police are like, sure, why not? We'll look into it. So they tell Detective Jason Latoile or something like that. Latoile.
Correct. He is not anything near Dr. Lapointe.
No, he is not Lapointe
He
level.
has a very...
He's Latoile.
Latoile has a less magnanimous
No,
personality.
he's no Lapointe.
than
No one's ever
Lapointe.
going to be Lapointe.
No.
But he says, I'll take a look at this. And so he checks out the information. He says, well, it seems true because they found that another sir, and this sir's name was Meats. Meats, which fits with the deli theme. So Meats, M-E-A-T-S, Meats is a biker. And he's not on the Sons of Anarchy.
Oh.
He's in the very generic Florida biker gang called Outlaw Motorcycle Gang. Like, you can't name your MC the Outlaw Motorcycle Gang. That sounds like, what was that gang that Ralph Furley was in Tim Conway? It's a 70s movie. The Apple Dumpling Gang.
Oh.
That's what they should have named their
Yeah.
motorcycle club. But that's terrible motorcycle club name. So Glenn goes to Meats and he asks Meats if Meats can kill his wife. And Meats says, hell yeah, I can. You know I can. You know it, bitch. I sure
Right.
can. And he gives him $5,000, but Meats gets on his Harley and takes off.
Meats is the one who ran.
Meats
All right.
ran for it. And we never saw or heard from Meats again. So then the police are like, oh dear. So he's probably going to be looking for another assassin pretty soon. So here's where we can slip in and we're going to put an undercover guy and make the other undercover guy catch Glenn. So they go to the FBI and they get some other undercover guys from the FBI. And I think Randy literally chewed through my headphones.
Oh my God, Randy.
I think they still kind of work, but they go and get this FBI undercover agent who is talking to Keith, but he has on a wig, a fake beard, a fake nose, and fake glasses.
And glasses, yeah.
He went by Fred. His undercover name was Fred.
I feel like they should have made a different name.
Fred, they absolutely should have made a different name than Fred. But I don't know.
Sounds fake.
It sure does.
Like they should have done like Doug or right?
Yeah.
Like Michael or something.
Fred is weird.
Yeah.
So Fred actually calls Glenn and says, "Is this Glenn?" And Glenn's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm the boss of Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson is my employee in drugs and dealing hookers. And Chris Robinson's in jail right now acting the fool." So Fred's trying to win Glenn's trust. So he starts asking him questions like, "You got a bike?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have a Harley." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, there's a good one," or whatever. And then he says, "So Chris Robinson's like talking about weird stuff and stuff. What's going on?" And Glenn's like, Chris is being a dick, but I still need a job done, and Chris is playing me." And Fred's like, "Yeah, he's a weird asshole. What's this job you need done?" And Glenn says, "I need someone to murder my wife." He just kind of says it on the phone. And Fred's like, "Sure, I'll do it." And so then Fred said, "Well, what was the old idea?" And so Glenn says Chris was going to just smash the shit out of her with a bunch of cars. Right. And Fred said that idea is really dumb, like super dumb, like just the dumbest.
Right.
And he says, "Well, for $20,000, I'm going to kill the shit out of her, bury her in a hole, and put a bunch of lime on her, and she's just going to rot away." How many people has that happened to?
And he kept saying about lime just eats everything up.
Yeah, just pour lime on them.
Nothing.
Nothing's left. Put lime on her. And he's like, "How fat is she?" And Glenn's like, "Oh, she's a real fit. She's probably 125. Like 6 bags of lime will do it. 6 bags." Like, gross. Men are just gross.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on that this is so common that you just kill people and put them in holes and put lime on them? What are we doing as a society?
No one even cares.
No one gives two shits. In Florida, how many people are in holes with lime? Millions.
Right. Well, like they were doing this like when I was in college and we were having to read all the Southern Goth literature. That's always what it was.
Yes.
It's like there was lime on everyone. There was a smell, and then there was some lime, and then the body was gone. Yeah.
They must have taught this in colleges in Florida.
I guess.
So Fred and Glenn actually are hitting it off. And Fred gets the story that Glenn just hates Betty. She's asking for a lot of money. Glenn's also a little bit jealous because Betty's kind of starting to like date around. But then he says, "I'm worried. She knows some information on me too. She's going to blackmail me." And it was actually about taxes. Like fucking taxes have caused people more problems.
The only thing that'll get you right is death and taxes.
Yes.
That's how they got Al Capone.
No kidding. That's how they're going to get everybody.
Yeah.
Your fucking taxes. And then how many people have died over taxes throughout thousands of years of people taxing other people? Just too many. So the detectives decide we need to surveillance everybody. So they surveillance Betty. They surveillance Glenn. Betty's movements they tell to Fred. So Fred tells Glenn all of these movements that Betty's making, because then believes that Fred's actually following her around. Yeah. So it seems like he really is planning this murder. He's following Betty, getting her habits. He's going to kill her.
So he'd be like, she's always taking this dog with her. And then, like, does that seem normal? And he's like, yeah, that fucking dog.
Yeah. Several weeks go by, and Fred gets the actual go-ahead from Glenn to do the job. Like, gets hired, and they do, like, an exchange of, like, I want you to do this job. Betty, of course, is not told any of this at the time because they don't know how much Betty knows. They don't know if Betty is in some shady business with Glenn. Like, they just let Betty be totally oblivious to all of this during this week's, even though Glenn could have had a second guy on the side because he didn't even have the job really yet. Like, she could have been killed at any time, but she was being surveilled, hopefully enough by the police that they were watching her. I don't know. But they didn't know how much, like, if Betty was involved in weird shit, too. So Glenn tells Fred that with his plane, he also traffics drugs sometimes. And when he was in college and stuff, he was a big drug trafficker and would get like $100,000 a time for trafficking cocaine. Like, what? And he said he was actually arrested once, but had so much money he just paid off the judge.
Yeah.
So why do we even have judges?
The
then?
judge was $12,000.
Yeah.
That's what he said. I paid the judge $12,000.
Why do we have such corrupt individuals in positions of power all the time, again, throughout human history? Is there any good human out there besides Billie Jean King?
Well, the ones who are legitimately good don't need power or
That's
want
true.
power. That's why.
Oh, that's true.
Our system is
We're
broken.
fucked. So Glenn's like, okay, I can maybe get him in deeper trouble or get his trust a little bit more if we do a fake drug smuggle run. I don't even understand why this came into play. I didn't get any of this part.
I don't either, but I think they were just like thinking it's one more thing we can get him on if we know that he also trafficked
Yes.
and transported cocaine. We can add that to a charge.
I
if
suppose.
nothing. I don't know.
So this whole fake setup, another FBI agent comes in. His fake name is T-Bone. So T-Bone comes. They meet. What is supposed to happen is Glenn and Fred are going to fly in Glenn's plane up to like South Carolina, pick up cocaine from T-Bone. And then T-Bone, Fred, and Glenn are going to take the 5 kilos that it was of cocaine back to Florida. And this happened. So they do it. Like T-Bone, and T-Bone's FBI, Fred is FBI, and Glenn is Glenn.
yes.
They do this whole thing. And so now Glenn really trusts Fred because Fred did an illegal with Glenn. So he thinks, well, Fred must be legit.
buddies,
We both
yeah.
just did this illegal activity.
Yeah.
Fred is giving Glenn the whole time chances to call off the killing of Betty. Like, do you really want her dead? Why don't you just let her go? Like, just
He
pay
was
her
literally
off.
trying so
Yeah.
hard to be like,
Yeah.
you don't really need to do it. I mean, you
Yeah.
got money.
Like, just trying to give Glenn every single chance
Yes.
to back out of this. Because he doesn't want to say like when it goes to court, he doesn't want to give Glenn the chance to say they just took it and ran.
Coerced
I never
me.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
So Fred's like really trying to get him to say, I don't want this done. But every time Glenn is like, no, hell no, she's done. She's done. I want her dead. I want her
Yeah.
dead. She's done. She's going to blackmail me with my taxes. She's done. She has to die. There's no way she has to die. And so Fred's like, all right, okay. So Fred says, yep, we're going to do it. And right when Fred says he's going to do it and kind of tells him the day he's going to do it, that's when they go pull Betty over. Betty's driving. Police pull her over. This is November 2005. And they say, we need to take you into the police station because your husband put a hit on you. And Betty's like, oh my God, whatever. He's so annoying. She
Yeah.
couldn't even give 2 shits. She is like, yeah,
She's
what's
like,
new?
Of course he did.
Yep. And so they take her into the police station. They say, we need like your purse and your phone, your car. Like, we want your car keys. We want to give all that stuff to Fred so Fred can give it to Glenn and say, like, you're dead in a hole. And she's like, oh my God. Okay. God, what a bother. And they're like, lady, just stay
Right.
here and just, God, you're unpleasant. They probably said to her. They're like, can we go back on this and just let it go? Let Fred do it. They take all their stuff and they tell Fred, like, okay, we have her. She's safe. We have her shit. So Fred calls Glenn and says, the weather's good up north. That was the sign that meant he did the job. Job's done.
That's
Weather's good up north.
Yeah.
As if, okay, you couldn't just say like Pamela Anderson has good tits or something else. The weather's good up north. And Glenn is like, okay. So Fred says, I want my $15,000 because they took $5,000 off the $20,000 agreed amount because Chris Robinson already took $5,000. So Fred was
Yeah.
kind enough to just do $15,000.
Yeah.
So he says, well, I want to meet you and get my payment. So Fred's like, sure. So they meet in the car, and Glenn pays Fred. And Glenn says, so how was it? And Fred says, well, I've done this many times, but I'm just uneasy. I need a drink. This one was a rough one. And Glenn says, well, what did she talk about? She said she just talked about her kids and how she's going to miss her kids and how she just wants to be alive for her children. You know, trying to see if Glenn has any emotion about this. Like, Fred's trying to act emotional. Like,
And these are Glenn's kids, too.
Yes, these are
like,
Glenn's
your
kids.
own kids are going to be hurting because they don't have a mom.
And Glenn says, kids are going to be fine. They're going to grow up still. Who cares? I'm glad she's dead. I don't fucking care.
And didn't he want him to say something like, is it enough now, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this enough? What did he want him to say?
I don't.
When
Like,
he shot him. Because she kept saying like she wanted more and more money, and so he's like,
and that's what he said. She keeps saying all the time, I just wanted the half that was mine, and Glenn is like laughing. Like, she was always asking just for her half of the money, and now she's not going to get anything.
So like he literally wanted to make sure that Fred asked Betty before he shot her, is this enough now?
Oh yeah, is this enough
and
money?
That's what he kept saying is like, what did she say
What
when
a
you said,
greedy
is this
asshole.
enough? Like
Yeah.
he wanted it to be the last thing
And
she
Fred's
heard.
like, she just really talked about her kids.
Yeah. And
Like,
he's
trying to see, are there any human emotions left in you? And that's when he just said, she just kept asking for, I just wanted the half of the money that's mine. Well, why didn't you just give her half?
Right.
I don't, and move on. You what are you doing? So Fred then has Betty's stuff and says, well, here's her cell phone and all her stuff. Do you want it? And Glenn's like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So Fred leaves, and immediately the cops come in and arrest Glenn. And Keith says, what did Glenn say then? And Fred said he just stayed totally quiet, like he didn't say anything. Glenn pleads guilty to solicitation of murder and trafficking in drugs. He was going to go to trial first for insanity and then realized that's not going to work.
No.
You idiot. He just gets 15 years, and he probably just did half that. Betty ends up selling the house, selling, I think, the plane. Everything else was kind of confiscated because it was part of the trial. There's no money because Glenn ended up having no money, and she only got $100. Like, bitch, you should have taken that $2 million and ran. Oh. But then, like, just while Glenn's in jail, like, sadness befalls them. One of their sons dies in a motorcycle accident. Glenn's parents end up dying. I mean, just terrible occurrences happen after that. And so I think Glenn is probably out. But his life can't be great, and Betty's life can't be great.
He was released from the Florida Department of Corrections in 2018.
So he probably did.
He served
15,
11
so
years.
Yeah. Well, who knows what he's doing now?
Yep.
Everything he lost everything.
Yep.
An idiot.
Yep. He sure did.
Yep. The end.
That's it. So, congrats, Glenn and Betty, on neither of you getting anything, but at least Betty survived.
She
this
at least
episode.
lived this one. That's good.
Yeah.
We didn't have a dead wife, thank goodness.
Yes. So this was great. Again, we do have a book club. We're going to meet. We always meet the last Tuesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to meet this last Tuesday of
I think so, yes.
July.
Yeah.
And we're reading The Murder.
Yeah. You can skip. You're right. The first chapter doesn't
In
make
Rue
any
Morgue.
sense. And it's very short. It's a short story.
I literally
forgot.
texted Sarah and I was like, I think I'm too dumb to read this.
No, skip the first
it's
chapter.
really wordy.
And you only go to when they start having the newspaper articles about the murder.
Okay.
And then it's more normal.
Okay.
So skip the first two chapters even. And it will get to where like the detective is just talking about the murders, and it's like in a newspaper article.
Great.
And then it's only like 20 pages.
Yeah, it's a
So
short,
it's
story.
Yeah.
And
but it's incredibly violent for the time it was written.
Of course.
and extremely
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
So I thought it maybe something
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's exceptionally violent.
Yeah. And you have to usually get like a book of collected Poe
Yeah.
stories because it isn't
It's a short
just
story
published
with his
on
stories.
on its own. All right. Great. So hopefully we'll see you at book club the last Tuesday of July. And
That's it.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you share us, talk about us to your friends, give us a rating or review if it's
Yeah.
good,
That
obviously.
was, yeah. If it's bad, just
Okay.
fuck yourself.
Yeah. Bye.